Chen. All right, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him. Oh, I'm gonna do this here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the comic book men making their 4th appearance here, 2nd year in a row for Bryan Johnson. So that's it. We're gonna do Bryan Johnson, Ming Chen. Share, because you know I'm cheap.
Thank you.
Holy shit, there are 2 chairs up here, and there are 3 of us, so... Mitch, no wonder you're going to IRS court.
I know, seriously. Dude, we are here every year. You know there's 3 of us, and still 2 mics, 2 chairs.
No.
As long as he doesn't have a mic, that's what's important.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Well, as I said before, the only 2 people that deserve it are right here. Yeah. Anyway, you know what? Due to the lack of money, and I'm cheap, we're gonna just throw this open to you guys right here, right now. We go with a Q&A right off the bat until I get a mic.
Well, wait, that means that we're not going to experience America's top moderator.
Can I have that chair?
I see, holy shit. I see Vulgar over there going to seed. That's a Bryan Johnson joke. I'm not even seeing it.
You guys share that. I got sweet lips. Remember last year, you and I tried to tongue kiss each other? This woman ran out of the room. Made me feel so bad, so dirty. What are you talking about? I haven't slept all week. All right, now that I can talk, we're going to sit there. It's been a whole 5 years. You guys are going into season 6, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Now, you've done everything from play with the bat copter. Remember that episode here? Zapcopter? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay. What haven't you guys done? Are you going to be turned into sea monkeys this year? Is that going to happen?
Wait a second, I mean, you know that if you just sit a little bit back and don't deep throat the goddamn microphone, it won't blow out like that and people can still hear?
Not using this microphone.
When we were introduced, didn't you introduce yourself to me as a professional podcaster? A guy who like speaks behind a microphone for, you know, for fun? And still you don't know this, but just a couple inches away from the mic.
I could sell anything. I got you to come up here without any appearance fees, didn't I?
Why are you bragging about that?
Because I'm richer for it.
It was interesting to, I guess, Ming sets up a lot of our stuff, or a lot of the cons, I guess, and there was a per diem that these 2 are arguing about at the table in a weird, awkward, like Ming's like, hey, aren't I gonna get that per diem? And he's like looking at the ground like, yo, you get that per diem. And then Ming's like, seriously, when am I gonna get that money? And it goes on for like 2 hours. And he's like, oh, he's a cheap fuck. And then Mitch will come back and then the conversation starts over again.
I keep thinking the price is going to go down if I wait longer.
But everybody here paid to get in, right? Pretty much? You had the money for a 3rd chair, yet the 3rd chair wasn't even up here.
No,
forget a 2nd mic.
Do you know how much it costs for his dead hookers and drug?
We're quite well aware, Mitch. Thank you very much.
I mean, seriously, I felt like Maury from freaking Goodfellas trying to get that money out of here. When am I going to get that money? When am I going to get that money? It's my idea.
All right, it's not all about money. It's about fun, isn't it? It's all about fun, right?
I just like the idea that Ming may tap me to wrap a telephone cord around your neck.
And take off my earpiece or the ice pick in the back of the neck. Anyway, that's just silly. But anyway, back to season 6. Hell, I'm not going to do anything. I'll stay back here. Can you hear it if I stay back here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited I want to get out there.
So go.
You got that non-disclosure, so what can you tell us about the show?
I mean, what do you want to know? Bigger, better, faster, stronger, funnier. I mean, come on. Every year we try to one up the previous year.
Don't you hate that when people do that? They're like, somebody will text you, right? And they're like, so what's up? And it's like, fuck you, what's up? Like, why are you putting the onus of the conversation on me? It's like, you tell me what's up, and then I'll comment on it.
Okay, so what's happening? I just gotta stop a minute. I got a call from Framingham. This has nothing to do with anything here. There was a gentleman who said, do you have any rules against animals? I said, no. He said, what about service dogs? I said, of course not. He goes, what about service lizards? I said, let me call the Mohegan Sun about that one. And after they stopped laughing, I noticed there's a gentleman sitting here with a lizard on his lap. That's not the thing, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mitch Hallock panel. Your three moderators are Mike Zapcic.
Michael, you recently gave up smoking cigars and you're on the patch now. Are you feeling ornery or angry?
Shut the hell up! I'm fine.
All right. Recently, Bryan, you've had a tragedy in your life.
Has it happened since
The last-
between lunch and now? And
Just
I
go,
haven't heard about it?
just go along with it. Go
Okay.
along with
Oh
it.
yes, that tragedy
Yes.
that I was completely broken up about. Yes, Mitch, go on.
So what was the most tragic thing that's ever happened in your life, and how did you recover from that? These people want to know.
The most tragic thing was, I guess when I saw that you were the moderator of this panel, I was like, sure, I'll go on stage with him. And my grandmother has died. Yeah, I didn't care about that as much as sitting here with this.
It was 40 years ago, folks.
Yeah.
Just got over it. Yeah. But one of the other cool things that happened at this year's show that we haven't had before is Mr. Zapcic, as you know, went to the Culinary Institute, the CIA, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and he has granted some lucky VIP owners, if you will, his special hot sauce. Michael, how did you go
Is
about
this a
preparing-
goddamn infomercial? Mike doesn't care about talking about that.
I do.
You're like, there's still some VIP packages left for you people.
I gotta recoup the money I
Sorry,
paid these guys
do
for their
that.
per diem.
Goddamn chill, man. These people paid to be here.
They want to ask questions.
All
Who
right.
wants questions?
All right, we're gonna.
Who's got a question? There you go.
Right there.
Stand up and ask it.
Blue shirt. Blue shirt. Get up. You right there. What is it?
How did you start Comic Book Man? Because I started watching it like midway in between. I didn't even know your show existed. Who started the idea? Was it Kevin Smith? Did he start it?
Yeah, we didn't start Comic Book Man. It was Kevin Smith.
Is it a fire hazard if I show this
Yes.
right here? It was a fire hazard or it's not?
We don't want people leaving.
Too loud.
No,
Whoa,
it's-
whoa, whoa, don't show me yet. Hold on, don't show me.
A slave labor.
I just went by.
The other
We-
one. No, dude, that was a guy.
That was a dude? Oh,
So,
Ming, you're good at telling us.
yeah, you tell the story.
The short of it is AMC had wanted a comic book related TV show because The Walking Dead was such a hit. They didn't know what they wanted, so they went to Kevin, who knew a thing or two about comic books, and he was like, well, why don't you just rip off Pawn Stars, but just put like comics and toys in it? And here we are sitting in front of you today. That's pretty much it. We got lucky though. I think originally they wanted to put it between seasons of The Walking Dead because they wanted to keep people's interest like that like we were gonna keep their interest between seasons. And then they're just like, well, we'll just at season, one season we'll put a shitty ending where somebody gets hit with a bat and that should do it. We'll put you guys after Walking Dead. So we got very lucky.
Yeah, being after Walking Dead worked out for us just a little, I guess. We really are like, I think AMC at this point is like, that show's still on?
Oh, we have a test pattern.
All right. But it's not as glamorous as you might think. I literally spent, and when I say literally, I'm using the word correctly, 3 weeks trying to get production to bring a goddamn fly swatter into the store because right behind the stash is a dumpster that is like mother of all dumpsters. There's a Mexican restaurant next to it, so it's filled with slime and garbage, and like when they dump the dumpster out, like half the food goes into the parking lot. Nobody cleans it up, so there's constantly flies buzzing in. And I'm like, can we just get a fly swatter? Because while we're shooting, it'll land on people's heads and stuff. In 3 weeks, they brought in 5 different electric fly swatters that look like tennis rackets.
Yeah, they look like tennis rackets.
They're like tennis rackets that have like these wires, and in order to kill the fly, it somehow has to make contact with both sides of the wiring on either side of this tennis racket. And I'm like, holy shit, like it costs 99 cents for a fly swatter. That's it. But you're a diva. If you ask for a fly swatter on this show, you're like hardcore diva, right?
Yeah, and it's even worse that no one's even using it to swat flies. Everyone's swatting each other's asses with it. See if they can who can shock themselves more.
Yeah, like see if you can take it. You go like, flies buzzing all over while we're doing it.
Yeah, Mike's the current champion right now with 16 zaps. Good job. Good
Oh,
job.
by the way, we also consider the dumpster the sixth comic book man. So
I thought that was Rob Bruce.
Let's not talk about him right now.
I consider them one and the same, to be honest.
Were you there?
Oh, who's the Rob Bruce fan out there? Everyone, oh, man.
Were you there that one time I jumped into the dumpster?
Oh,
I
Walt
was
Keys.
there.
Last week.
Yeah, no, we had gone to see a movie or something, and for some reason we got back to the store, and then Walt went to go throw away like a Coke bottle or something, and he threw his cell phone in instead. He used his wrong hand. He was like, oh, okay. He was panicking. He was like, oh crap, how am I gonna get this? And I looked in there, I was like, eh. And I leapt in there and grabbed it for him. And for that 1 week, he treated me nice.
So this special episode about Walt gets the Zika virus will be on season 6. Yeah. Well, that just brought it to a dead stop.
Who's next?
Who's next? Bucky? Okay, you with the glasses. Looks like a young Donald Sutherland from MASH. What is that?
If you were wearing a t-shirt tuxedo shirt.
What is that, baby?
That's new, Dale. I think you three might have been familiar with this.
Don't start pimping your shit here. Do you have
That's my job, sir. That's my job. Can I sell that? Is there a Triffino logo on that?
Eh,
No. Okay, get on with your question.
What's it like being known as Kevin Smith's entourage?
What's it like? I mean,
You sideman. John Letterman is a sideman, man.
I don't know what it's like to be you, but I would have to assume it's better.
Insult the fans.
Have you never seen the show because you should have thought before you asked that question? Of him?
What the hell was he called Silent Bob anyway?
I'll let Kevin answer that question because his answer is much better than mine. Because my answer would be sit down. And thank you.
Great question. Great question. There was a guy behind. Okay, the guy that threw his hand up like, sit down.
And, you know, the same thing happened last year. You really are into like
let's not start
KKK,
this. No,
Aryan
no,
Nation,
no.
like, not you.
Maybe you.
Yeah, you swung last year like this. You got really racist last year, and it made me really uncomfortable.
And not an hour ago,
No.
he said, let's not get racist at the panel. And who brought it up?
Brian did.
No, you did. You said
No, you just.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
I know, dude. Are you a Nazi? Are you
Indiana Jones is right.
No, are you a Nazi? Just say it right now.
No.
Are you now or have you ever been?
I don't vote for Donald Trump. Oh, that's
Let's not get political, yeah.
No, let's not start. That's a comment.
Your question.
Anyway, sir, yeah, we're still here with you.
So anyway,
Back to the story.
has there ever been an item on the show that you guys or even Walt really wanted, but just like the asking price was just way too high?
I don't want any of that shit. So.
Yeah, actually the bat cycle, but we really, you know, what the hell? We're gonna sell a bat cycle?
I think he means personally did anything.
Oh, personally?
Yeah.
I wanted a bat cycle, but what the hell am I gonna do with a bat cycle? Yeah, no, Ming does not sit in the sidecar.
There's one
Win
after
rights,
another.
bitch.
I'll sit in the sidecar. I mean, has there been anything, like someone brought in, what was that, All-Star Comics number 8, like first appearance of Wonder Woman?
9.
A sensational comment.
9, yeah, and he brought in like $250,000 worth of comics, and we're like, dude, take this to an auction, I can't write you a check for $750,000, so that was...
You want me to get that for you?
Yeah, I got that.
What's that? Seriously,
Grandma!
what's their question?
Yeah.
No, forget it.
Right, next
All right, who
question.
else? Way back there with the black shirt.
Not a question, just want to say congratulations on your 300th episode of television.
Stand up again.
Pretty good too.
Stand up again. Ask a fucking question.
Why do you continue with I Sell Comics? That's your question.
Got any more?
Because vexes you. That's why.
Because what?
It vexes.
No.
What?
Got any more hot sauce?
Yes,
Yeah, we got
see
some
me
hot-
at the table.
He'll sign it for you. And Ming will look on the label, but Brian's not on the label though. We don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
Yeah. He put something in the sauce though.
It's all right, because the label is the size of a postage stamp, so you can't see anyway.
Shot glass sauce. Where are you going, the guy in the blue shirt? Nice, any other questions back there somewhere? Somebody has to know something. Oh, right here, Wolverine.
You guys all been friends for years and years. Have you ever had to kick each other's asses?
We've all been friends for years and
I feel like
years.
we're friends. We've all like beaten the crap out of each other and stuff.
Have we ever had to, or wanted to? Because there's a distinction.
Everybody lost.
Beat each other's asses. Me personally, no. I'm okay with the verbal fisticuffs. I don't need to throw punches, but
Yeah, you're far more effective verbally than physically, even with your imposing
I don't
side.
even have to stand up.
Yeah, you know it,
Let
right?
alone throw punches. I don't know, have you guys ever wanted, I mean, definitely you and Rob Bruce for sure.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, have you guys ever been close to blows?
Oh, yeah, actually.
in the restroom earlier.
No, Rob Bruce actually, it was last year, he threatened to pull the three of us out of this con if he couldn't come here and get a free table. So he had threatened Mitch that he was gonna pull Ming, me, and Brian out of here. And we didn't find out about this until the day of the con when we were setting up. It's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass because, you know, Rob threatened to pull you guys. I'm like, Rob doesn't speak for us. Right, Rob can barely speak. I mean, hey, shut up out there! I'm telling a touching story of love and redemption.
It's supposed to be beating somebody up.
Yeah, and I was gonna kick his fucking ass.
What I think is funny is that Rob Bruce didn't go like, I'm gonna pull Kevin Smith out of the show. It's like, I'm gonna pull these three like low-rent ghetto-ass people out of the show.
It's even sadder as I got scared and caved in. There was someone screaming. Remember last year this happened too? There was somebody screaming and we just ignored it. Just like,
Wait, you gave him a free table? You thought we were gonna leave?
Yeah, he
You
came.
gave him a free table?
He even gave him a free
Anybody
table.
else want a free table? Just threaten that we can't
I just
come.
gave him a free lunch apparently too. I was like, oh wow, Moon Knight, yes.
I was in my hand for the free table.
No, I'm pretty sure. It's that thing on his head, that tentacle thing that scares the living. Oh, you want a free table? What?
No, Rob Bruce has, is it dreads or is it just a dread?
It's a
like
dread.
singular-
One dread.
It's a
singular
dreadlock.
It's a dreadlock.
Yeah, it looks like almost like a tail coming up. And I overheard him talking.
Sit
the
down,
other
this
day.
ain't Ikea.
I overheard him talking the other day about how he puts white vinegar in it. So are you guys really seriously gonna have a fucking side conversation? Wait, he puts white vinegar in it so it doesn't get moldy. That's what I said. I was like, I'm worried about a lot of things. My hair being moldy, no.
That's because you wash it, and
Yeah, but I guess you can't wash
No, dread.
and more dreadlocks.
It looks so weird though, because he's got that dread. It looks like, who's Jabba's advisor with that thing? He looks like Big Fortuna, yeah. With the thing on it.
Wonga.
But it's like all of this up here is all, he's almost bald up here. It's so thinning. It's really bizarre.
Bit Fortuna, you weren't even done asking the question. He's like, Bit Fortuna. Like, how much ass you must slay
Yeah.
with this kind of knowledge.
Yeah, you know what Star Wars, you know about Indiana Jones and run this prestigious con. It's like, you must be knee deep, right?
How many years since 1983 I've been waiting to answer the words Bib Fortuna to a question, and I saw the shot and I had to take it. All right, next
All
time.
the girls where Mitch goes like the bar, it looks like the canteen.
It's made out with Walrus Man last night. It's a hammerhead.
Even like last round, they're like, oh, looking at Mitch like, nah.
Stop picking up Mitch. Right
John
now.
McEnroe.
Where?
Right there.
You're married to Patty Smythe from Scandal?
No, yeah, you, green wristband, yes, you.
Green wristband,
Yes.
that helps.
Yes.
Green wristband, ask a question right now.
Excuse me, John McEnroe. Anyway, what do you guys got for side projects going on? Specifically, Brian, if you could talk about Alva maybe a little bit?
Side projects. We do a lot of podcasting. If anybody's not listening to Brian and Walt and Brian Quinn's podcast, tell them Steve Dave, you're missing out on a lot. Mike and I have a couple podcasts as well. I saw comments on the Ming and Mike show.
You're missing out on nothing.
And then I mean,
No, actually, I listened to them record live the other day, and they were breaking Mitch's balls. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, Mitch called in to plug his con
And I
for,
couldn't plug the mic.
and instead I give him 15 minutes to plug your con. Just maybe move some tickets, and all you want to do is bust my balls for 15 minutes. So you weren't even good at it. So, but then like I go to like a con every weekend. So I guess that's my side project. I love going to these things. It's that's what I got going on. You got anything going on, Mike?
Yeah, I'm starting a new pimp service, so if there are any people out there. Oh, there you go. You're my first at Moon Night. I'll be pimping out Moon Night a little bit later on. So there you are.
Way in the back, I see her with her hand up waving. Yes, scream it out. No, not you, her.
Mitch, do you mind if I answer the goddamn question? Because, yeah, I'm not going to be a pimp or go to multiple cons, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see? And as a guy said, specifically me. You gotta, this is your audience, dude. We're trying to think of fucking clever one-liners about Star Wars and shit. That's right, I've shamed you. No, I don't have any side projects going on. No, just kidding. After this season, normally like I work for the season and then sit around for 10 months hoping that there's another season. But this year, right after we wrap, I'm going to write Vulgar 2. And hopefully shoot it this spring. Like mostly everyone who was in the original one is still around and ready to go. So, and we have, like, now that we've been on the show for a while, we've got crew people, so like things are they're much easier to put together than they were back then. So that's pretty much it. And then I think we're pitching a game show, Tom's due date. I think we're pitching a game show to some network. I believe we are. Possibly.
Wait, yeah, you.
Shit jazz right, buddy.
Or are you doing another Cryptozoic Man?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Let's put that on another side project for Brian.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Walt seems to think Dynamite wouldn't want to do it. I think they might want to. You have to understand, like, if you read Cryptozoic Man, I was like on hardcore opiates the entire time. I don't even remember writing it at all. So it's true. You have a drug addict at your Comic-Con. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Just wow, at a casino, go figure.
Now that my head's all clear and I don't take anything anymore, I guess I probably would, yeah. And I could tell you about it a year later.
All right, you right there with the goggles on your head.
From out of all the cons and the guests he had in the show, who were you most excited to meet for the first time, maybe? And or who was your idol that you got to meet?
Who was your favorite guest or idol that you got to meet through the show?
I mean, Stanley's a big one. That was pretty cool. And he's coming twice. So now it's at the point, if I see him at a con, he'll remember me as that kid who annoyed him twice when he came to the store.
You're 40 years old. You're not a freaking kid.
I have to him. It's all relative, my friend. Or I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So anybody from like Billy D.
Did Fortuna?
No. Billy D. I met Carrie Fisher at a couple of cons. Like anyone who comes in from the Star Wars universe is definitely awesome.
Oh, so you're including cons as well?
Yeah.
Or just the show?
Either or.
Okay. So still Stan?
Yeah, Stan's got to be the biggest one though. I see his lines. Like people will wait like 4 or 5 hours to go see him. I just cut through that line. I just go right up to him. Like, hey, what's up? Like,
You're that guy.
So really, it's not as much about Stan as it is about boosting your self-esteem.
Yeah, the other big one was I went to a show in Philadelphia and Michael J. Fox was there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I got waved through and put it at the front.
He's really good at shaking hands, right?
So mean. That's all people are asking. How's he signing autographs?
Thank you for hating on Bryan for that brief second. I want each and every one of you to realize that at some point Ming Chen has probably held up a line that you were on. So hate on him too. Beautiful. And for me, it was when Eric Estrada came into the stash. Eric Estrada from Chips. Eric Estrada, remember that episode? No.
I thought it was George Paul.
Oh man, sorry. No, never mind. Yeah, that's right. You were standing, and then you sat, and I was just. You were standing where he was. Never mind. It's busy. I'm on Bryan's opiates right now. I found him in his bag. He doesn't know yet. Yeah, Eric Estrada.
I thought it was George Perez.
No, I know who George Perez
That was
is.
your idol.
He is my idol, but Eric Estrada is from Chips.
More racist shit from Mitch Hallock. Don't all Latinos count as the same, I suppose. Jesus Christ.
Way to go, Trump.
For me, it was Giancarlo Esposito, who in real life is exactly like Fring as far as I could tell, because he seemed to not give a shit at all about saying hello to me, and was almost an imposition. But he was all right. And I really liked him as bugging out and do the right thing. Which is a completely, like, if you've ever seen the movie, such a different role than Fring.
Alright, took my glasses off so I can't see anybody, but I can see that. Just move, yes.
For all of you guys, I know you guys are well respected in your fields. You guys ever...
Did you see our moderator?
It's in the bar though.
Now, in the world of superheroes, is there anybody that you guys identify yourselves with the best? And if you could play any of them in a movie and put your own spin on it, who would it be?
Who do you identify with in the world of superheroes?
Batmite.
And what was the rest of the question?
And if you could play them in a movie and put your own spin on it, who would you choose to do it?
And if you could play them in a movie and put your own spin on it, who would you choose?
Mike, you gotta think about this every night before you go to bed. Who is it?
Do you want me to tell you what I think about every night before I go to bed? My naked wife's gonna come up and slap your face. Have you ever seen the show?
Wait, your wife is naked in this time?
Then why in the hell are you in my bedroom, you jack?
I've seen a couple of them on and off.
You've seen it? Okay, well, I can't fucking act, so I don't want to be I don't want to smear anybody.
Well, that's the great thing about it. You can pick whatever you want to do and do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, well, wow, if I could do voiceover, that'd be perfect. There we go. I'll do voiceover, so...
Put that goddamn 10-minute card down. We'll leave when we're damn good and ready.
Yeah, do you know who our moderator is? This is the only time that you're good for us, Mitch. So anyway, I want to do Nightwing, because I think Nightwing's awesome. And my spin is, he's fucking Nightwing, so that's my spin. And as far as who to identify with, no one. I'm not a superhero. I've never had to make real life and death decisions, but if I did, I would probably fall to the floor and curl up in the fetal position.
I think, is that Deadpool that's got his hand up? Alright, Deadpool in the back.
Deadpool from the Aryan Nation, I saw that.
I like how somebody asks a question, one person answers, and Mitch is like, all right, forget the rest of you guys. On to the, I'll bet you Ming has a good answer.
No, I
don't think it's Batmite.
No, he said Batmite. That was your answer.
Is that really it?
You want to elaborate?
Wait a minute, did you answer the question?
No, because everyone knows I don't give a shit. But Ming might.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Mitchell put it like...
I don't have anybody identified. Come on, man. I'm pretty average. I don't have anybody identified. And we're the Asian superheroes. There are none. So.
Sunfire.
All right,
Psylocke's part Asian and British, correct?
Would it be good fortuna for you?
I'm not going to insult myself.
Or Indiana Jones. You have a real woody for Indiana Jones, right? Do you still do that podcast?
Yeah.
You talk about, what?
They're gonna make a new movie.
How many episodes?
237. Yeah,
237
9
episodes
years.
talking about the same goddamn thing. That's insane.
Yeah,
How do you do it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
But literally, this is not a rhetorical question. How do you do it?
We talk about every single part of that movie. Keith Grip, Best Boy, Caterer, you name it. It's really. Listen to the Indie Cast, the world's only Indiana Jones podcast, happening every week for the last 9 years.
I gotta tell you,
It's better than I Sell Comics.
Does anybody,
What? What?
does anybody listen to that for?
I don't give a shit if it's better than I Saw Comics. I know that we get more listeners than you do. Just in this front row. I happen to know that 9 of those people banned us, so.
I mean, I was feeling pretty good about 300 episodes until I just heard that. It's like,
Don't tell him Steve Dave, I'll tell you that. Wait till you hear about my Buckaroo Bonsai podcast. All right, you, Deadpool, you're still asking a question.
Yes. I'm actually here with my podcast right now, The League of Extraordinary Criminal. We're actually big fans of the TV show and your podcast. Wondering if you had any advice for us.
Don't do an Indiana Jones podcast.
advice for...
Yeah, we're actually 4 lead singers from 4 different bands here in Connecticut. We're all some geeks. We talk about geek stuff on the podcast. We're bringing musicians from other bands across the state and everything like that. We talk about comic books, Star Wars, sci-fi. Do you have any advice for any of us?
Advice for 4 lead singers from 4 different bands who do a podcast that talk about geek shit and stuff you like.
It's actually pretty popular.
I'm not saying it's not. Why do you come at me?
You want to sit up here?
No, I do have some advice. No, it's going to be real too. Be consistent, or as consistent as you can be. And don't censor yourself. Yeah, say whatever you want, and don't listen to people who are like, oh, well, either talk about this or don't talk about this. I find just talk about whatever you want, and people who identify will listen, and people that don't will not. That's just the way it is. I just do it because you like it.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
One of my colleagues actually had a question too, if that's cool. It's actually a Star Wars question.
A Star Wars question. All right, Mitch, it's your time to shine.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to hear their advice about your question.
Why the fuck would you?
All right.
Also from League of Extraordinary Frontmen, are you guys for or against the prequels?
The Star Wars prequels, I assume?
Prequels in general?
No, the prequels, Star Wars.
I mean,
He doesn't care.
with so many issues in the world to take a stand on that. It would be like, I literally don't care about anything else on earth.
Global warming, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, prequels, sure. I mean, it's not like if I were like the most ardent hater of the Star Wars prequels and trying to do anything I could to stop it, it would have an effect, or you guys, so, sure, we're for it.
Or we're against it, whichever you want.
Why not? Why not? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You don't like it?
What's it gonna happen? Shoot you?
No.
They're pretty awful, but they're better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Wait, are you talking about the prequels that are coming up, or the prequels that already happened?
No, the ones with Jar Jar and all that.
Oh, from years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God, who gives a shit?
2005, that's been over 11 years since this.
I know someone sitting right next to me who gives a lot of shit.
I was gonna say, I thought the question that I thought it was meaningless. It's even more meaningless.
Technically, Rogue One is a prequel, and that hasn't come out yet, but everyone likes that one. But whatever. Mike, do you like the prequels?
Oh my God, can we get another
Next
prequel question?
Yeah, you're right there.
Sit down, Deadpool. You ask.
Yeah, you.
Why was the show went from 1 hour to half an hour after the first season?
This makes it twice as long.
Why did the show go from an hour to a half hour?
Corporate suits and they suck. So how about that?
They do suck.
Thank you.
I think the real answer is so it could coincide with The Walking Dead, right? So that like it wouldn't just be 6 and then done.
Half hour.
No, that was the first one. They would have gone with 16 episodes regardless of whether we were at half an hour or an hour.
I gotta tell you, like watching the hour-long ones and then watching the half-hour ones, I think the half-hour ones are easier to watch. It's like they're quick and they're fun. The hour-long ones sort of dragged out a little more and didn't have as much energy.
Yeah, I like the half hours. They kind of leave you wanting more. I mean, you know, I'm not just saying this because I'm on the show. You know, sometimes I watch, I'm like, oh, that's it. Like wow,
I want more of me.
Yeah, I know. There wasn't enough me. But I think our show is more akin to like a sitcom. And, you know, there aren't many 1 hour sitcoms out there. I think like the 1 hour reality show is more reserved for like competitions like Survivor or Amazing Race. And I think that the half hour more, you know, for the more comedic ones. So
Isn't it?
when I first heard that they were giving us a whole hour that first season, I was like, whoa, that's kind of long. But I mean, I love them. I don't know, I miss them a little bit. I like the half hour.
I'm counting how many lights there are in the ceiling right now.
Well,
Do you have to wait? Do you have
That's
to
why
pay
you're
per
not
bowl or something?
Yeah, seriously. I was gonna say, plus for the 1 hour, we would have had to do twice as much work, and screw them, they didn't pay us enough, so. How about that? Is that good?
Good answer.
All right, fine.
Next up, that guy with the glasses.
Oh, really?
No, not him, not him.
No, not you, you double dipping, man.
Guy with glasses at a Comic-Con, go figure. LASIK convention in here. Yes, nearsightedness, 101.
What did you guys think of Suicide Squad, the movie?
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Brian, isn't this the kind of thing you can go on the internet for?
Yeah.
Yeah, like really, I didn't see it, but do you really care about their opinions, honestly?
Yeah, I didn't see it, so why would you give a shit about my opinion? It's because we're like the comic book man.
Well,
I'm supposed to see it? I have no interest in seeing Will Smith, because...
Racist. It's all over, man. I can hardly deal with these two.
It's radiating. Yeah, right. I just don't think I mean, he's a fine actor, but he's playing Deadshot. Deadshot, the whole mystique about the character is that he wears that mask, right? First thing that he does is take off the fucking mask. So, you're not racist. That's good for you.
So it's Will Smith taking the mask off.
No, it's anybody taking the mask off. The only person who's never done that is Carl Urban, who Judge Dredd, he played Judge Dredd. Anybody see that movie? It was a great fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
And did he ever take off the mask? No, he did not. And, excuse me, lady who loves Will Smith. All right, Carl Urban, is he hot or not?
I don't know who that is.
How about Keith Urban?
I can no longer trust you.
By the way, check out Tom's Urban, new restaurant here at the Mohegan Sun.
Give me that, you fucking corporate shit. So, and if you're gonna just take off the mask and you're just gonna be that guy, then you're like I might as well go see Mission Impossible 12, right? Because it's the same fucking thing. They have to save the world from some bullshit, machine shit, chunk of shit.
Mike Zapcic, who loves comics.
Yeah. But not necessarily comic book movies, if you know what I mean. I love comic books, not necessarily comic book movies, because unfortunately, and keep that sign down. Oh my God. So apparently we have 2 minutes, folks.
That was a 5. It was like,
Pull yourself 3 more minutes of life.
was it upside down? Do you want to answer that? Or what were we talking about?
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, next question.
Nobody cares. All right, that's it. What happened? You, the guy that looks like you. Are you going to be on stage in about a couple hours?
So when they bring stuff in, like when you guys are shooting, do they let you know what's coming in ahead of time? Because I know like when the USS flag came in, I think you seemed pretty excited about it, and when they had the Mego Planet of the Apes house, Walt was pretty psyched. Is that like a real reaction, or is that like all part of the show? Like, do you know that thing's coming in?
Do we know the items are coming in?
Yeah.
Just walking.
Yes, we do.
I know like if you guys handed up for the show, because
Like somebody walked in with a Harley Quinn sex doll or something.
What?
weird.
Are you on drugs right now?
I found his opiates from last year. Right? He's a kite right now.
Yeah, honestly, the way the show, for me anyway, the way the show works is like I'll come in and I'll say, what's coming in today? And I either will recognize it or not recognize it. And then I'll just either make fun of it or I'll like it. And these guys normally already know about, like with Ming with the, whatever the G.I. Joe thing was. Like he did love it. So like he knows it's coming in, but the reaction is genuine in not having seen it in so long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nobody's that good of an actor, except Walt, pretending he wants to be there at all.
Oh my God. Nobody cares about anything.
With the red headband, yes, you had your hand.
What's your favorite comic book cover?
Favorite comic book cover. What's your favorite comic book cover, Batman?
Ooh, it's a good question. Avengers 214, my very first comic ever. There's a picture of Iron Man being taken down by the Ghost Rider, and in the background is Captain America in a very comely tiger. And when I got it when I was 6, I was like, whoa, who's that?
So it went from comely to come down. Yeah. You could have picked any word.
I know.
Any synonym.
I know. And I keep having to rebuy Avengers 214.
Put it in the Mylar bag, man. Which is your favorite cover, Michael? You're a big fan of artwork.
Did you mean put his comic book in a comic book bag, or are you freaks? My favorite comic book cover is Marvel Supervillain Team Up number 14, I think it is. It was John Byrne and Dr. Doom is standing there, and all the superheroes around him are kneeling before him. It was pretty cool. So.
What a sexually charged question.
Men kneeling down in front of somebody who's coming over.
I didn't see him going in that direction. How weird.
I did.
Like I was going to say cherry Pop-Tart, and even that's not as sexual as what we're talking about.
Bigfoot with his big tentacles. Those whole things have been out there.
Dude, I'm taking this away from you. You don't get that, man. I'm telling you, it's gross.
What do you guys think of its Rebirth so far?
I don't have my favorite cover.
What do we think of Rebirth?
DC Rebirth.
I think they are, well, I want to see how they...
It's awesome. Next question.
No, they're doing a good job. Good for them.
Right there.
How are Get 'em and Mrs. Get 'em doing?
Mrs. Get 'em from episode 300. We're going to, we didn't do a show this week, but next week we're going to catch up with the happy couple. And,
All right.
well, we'll see if she's still alive.
What's the next panel on here, by the way? Somebody's got a program? What?
Don't you know?
No.
Reading classic cartoon.
Oh, really?
What is it?
Oh, with Rick Holberg making Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and Teenage Turtles. That's the next one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think from next month and this,
Where's that coming from?
Wait, so
Oh, you. Is that, okay, all right.
So what is it?
It's the guy Rick Holberg. He made all those cartoons in the 80s and the 90s and stuff. Comic book artist, illustrator, Marvel Comics. All right, just want to make sure.
You can sit up here with us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, real quick. Another question.
One more. Make it count.
This is all on you. This better be the best question.
Just
You
ask
will
where's
ask.
Walt.
Oh, where's Walt?
Sit down. That's where Walt is.
No, I don't need to know. Okay, no, I'm going to go yellow shirt right there with the 70s haircut. It's like a big gym action figure I had. I'm so tired.
When it comes to just regular comics versus comic book movies, would you rather them take stuff like Blade or The Mask that have already been done and then...
That's all the time we have for today.
Best question. The one's going to end this thing on a high note. So go on.
You know, like Blade or The Mask and just redo them closer to the comics, where it might not necessarily be for general audiences, but it makes more sense to it.
Well, at least the question is succinct.
No. We have time for one more question. And this better end it well.
He's funny.
Is he?
Yeah, I hung up
You
with him.
guys regret,
Where's my mic?
Dude brings his own microphone to a fucking stand.
He got a microphone. I've been looking for one for an hour.
Alright, dude.
Microphone wherever I go.
Alright,
It doesn't even work.
I know.
Hey, might as well talk to us.
so how much
regret you guys feel for just answering silly questions like this?
How much regret do you feel?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how silly are some of them?
0. You should regret asking me.
It's
going from
Yeah, what's going on? Do you have one?
He's got a good question.
All right, cool. You told me he had a good question. You're a lying sack of shit. I thought you're picking these people
I'm
up.
gonna talk more shit about Indiana Jones podcast.
Well,
really?
You know, get him in the hallway afterwards. I'll press him up against the wall and you can just beat the shit out of him.
That's the question.
For the crossover from comic books to live action, which movie do you think did the best?
The one that actually started the whole Marvel movement was Blade, and I think Blade did it best because it was gory. It was not what you would expect from a comic book movie. Pardon me. Or Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition was. Not too many people know that it was a comic book before it was a movie. But Road to Perdition, it was a legitimate movie, and it legitimized comic books, in my opinion. You're not going to hold up like we have 1 minute. No, because we're out of here. You know what? Bring Rick Hoberg up here. Bring me the skull of Rick Hoberg.
Speaking of that, we do have Mark Grunwald making his appearance here at the show today. Mark Grunwald was a writer for Marvel who died 20 years ago, but he's here today at this show. That's how good the show is. I'm bringing the dead to my Comic-Con. Next year, Jack Kirby, for his 100th birthday, will be here. But anyway, no, his wife is here with his ashes, and if you'd like to get his autograph, I'm not kidding, she mixes his ashes with the ink, and she'll take a rubber stamp. I'm not kidding, and she rolls, no, it's called an ashergraph. She's selling it downstairs, and she'll roll the rubber stamp, and Mark Grunwald is here selling his ashes. I'm not that. She's here, and she's gonna give you a rubber stamp of her husband's ashes.
That's not even the crazy part. Mitch made her pay for the table.